All right, what's up? Tim Sykes here. I got to go over this play. MTPLF. Jack Kellogg nailed the buy the other day. What, in the 4s or the 5s? Now in the 7s. Pretty amazing monthly run up. Yeah, in the 4s. And it's just gone, full on supernova. And this is what I love about stocks that go supernova. They get more volatile because frankly, it was frustrating here in the 3s and the 4s. And when they get volatile, they open up intraday opportunities. And it's been a while since we've seen such a beautiful spiker and then a beautiful morning panic. And this is the kind of morning panic that I want to buy, okay? You look at this from 750 down to 630, back to 730. This is perfect. This is all inside of 30 minutes, okay? So if you have like a busy schedule like I do, you love kinds of plays like this. I know that it's an OTC play. Some brokers don't allow it. I used E-Trade for this. I don't know if Interactive Brokers, and somebody else was saying some other broker doesn't allow it. This is the benefit of having multiple brokers. If you can't afford multiple brokers, then you have to study up, you have to earn more, and then you open multiple brokers. If you don't have multiple brokers, or if your broker doesn't allow you to trade it, that's you. That's your fault. You wasted the opportunity. I got to be, cruel to be kind. If you can't make the trade, it doesn't matter how much you studied. It doesn't matter how good the play is. You can't participate. But at least you can learn. I know many students miss this due to the wrong broker, due to not, being ready. Before I get to some of my greedy students, I have to give Stratty some criticism because he just made 10,000 today and he's not happy. I got to show you what I tweeted about this stock earlier, okay? I wasn't sure that it was going to pull off a morning panic, but I love showing you guys this stuff in real time. I posted this in chat. I posted this here on Twitter. I said, this was at 10 a.m. I said, hello there, MTPLF coming up with a possible morning panic. The lower the better. Come on, morning panic pattern. And I linked to this pattern, okay? This is a blog post that I wrote many years ago, and it still applies. This is the exact kind of panic that I love. So I posted this when the stock was at 650 and it was still in the downtrend. I want lower, okay? Some people say like, Tim, why'd you post it here? You didn't buy it yet. Because I want you seeing this pattern in real time. Again, my alerts are just real-time reminders of these patterns. This is why I have so many millionaires, because the millionaires that actually do understand that I'm teaching a mindset, I'm teaching a process. They don't follow alerts from me or anybody. They learn from my mindset. They learn from my alerts, and then they make their own trades. So not only are my top students millionaires, they're also self-sufficient. Gasp. Okay? This is why you have all these other chat rooms, all these other communities. They don't have that many millionaires, if any, because sadly, across this industry, everyone thinks it's about hot alerts, hot picks. Oh, I bought this. There's people buying low flow stocks. I bought this. Oh, 2 seconds later, I sold. Made 20 grand. They buy literally like a $500,000 position on a low float stock. They tell everyone to follow them and then they sell within seconds. Okay. That's the industry. For me, I'm very glad that I posted this before I made the trade, before the bottom happened, so that you can see these kinds of patterns play out. This blog post literally was years ago, and it's the same damn pattern. And to be honest, it's been a while since we've seen such a perfect pattern, but it happens, okay? And sometimes the market just opens up and gives you these gifts. You could be too rich and too greedy and too cocky like Jack Kellogg. Jack Kellogg and I were texting. I was like, yo, look at this perfect pattern. He's like, I'm not interested in your 10K. He could only make, quote, $10,000. Although that's wrong. He probably could have made like 50 or 100,000 or maybe even 200,000 if he actually sized up. But he didn't care because it's not a huge pattern for somebody with a big account like Jack Kellogg now. But at the same time, when the market gives you opportunity, are you going to be ready to take it? For me, I don't care how much money I have made over the years and how much I have in my accounts. If I find $10,000 lying on the sidewalk and no one's around, I'm not just going to walk over and be like, no, I'm so rich, I don't need that $10,000. Okay? I'm going to take the 10,000. I'm going to take the 1,000. That's just who I am. I like saving. That's frankly how most millionaires are. They're not so greedy. They're not so egotistical as to think that, a small amount of money doesn't apply to them, especially when it's a perfect pattern like this. I'll link this blog post below, but you tell me. I could be wrong, but you tell me, if you had $10,000 lying on the sidewalk and you're walking, would you take the $10,000 or would you just walk over it? Or maybe not even $10,000. Maybe it's $1,000. Hell, if there's a $20 bill on the sidewalk, I'm taking it. That's just me. I like free money. And this kind of a play was free money. And again, this tweet, I wasn't sure it was going to play out, but I wanted to, this is why I like Twitter, because I can timestamp it. I wanted to show everyone the pattern. If you're in the chat room, you know that I had extra commentary and I was like getting all excited about this. And people are like, what's wrong with you? Calm down. It's just another play. And then this was, again, timestamped. So don't say that this is hindsight analysis. This was at 10 a.m. when the stock was at 650. And I said, the lower, the better for dip. I wasn't buying it yet. Okay, I was preparing. This was right here. And it had already dropped from 750. And remember, this is not just any random dip buy. There was no news. This is a perfect kind of a play where it's a multi-day runner. It squeezes out all the shorts. And then the market makers take it down and they squeeze out the over-aggressive longs. So it's a very specific setup. I'm not just dip buying anything that drops like this. Again, if you read that blog post and watch enough videos, I have over 1,000 video lessons in my video lesson library on morning panics, okay? So I'm waiting. And then if you look at my trade, I actually alerted at 6:37. I said dip buying, this was at 10:06 a.m. Dip buying this recent winner on a possible run, down $1 a share off its highest. Goal is 5 to 10% bounce. Classic morning panic. Are you ready and prepared? Cut losses if no bounce. Has been a while. So it has frankly been a while since I've seen something so perfect, but when I saw it, I am ready. Doesn't matter that I'm literally traveling all over the place. Doesn't matter that I just had to get a new laptop. Nothing matters when there is free money, near free money. Some people say, oh, trading is so hard. Oh, it's so frustrating. It is if you're trading random stocks with random patterns, but if you have classic stocks with classic patterns, it gets much easier. The clouds part, the heavens open up, and God comes through and says, Tim, would you like this free money? And I say, yes, God, thank you. I'll take it. And more importantly than me taking it, because I'm actually donating this $1,000 to charity, I'll teach my flock, my congregation, how to do it themselves. That is what I love. That's why I'm so excited. Not just, oh, I made $1,000. Okay, I'm not Stratty who makes $10,000 and is so greedy and egotistical that he's like, oh, $10,000 is too little. I'm happy with $1,000. I'm more happy with the fact that you guys all got to witness it. Whether you follow me on Twitter, whether you're in my chat room, this is what I do. So I'm very happy with this. I posted this after I was out. And this was, when I was selling and it had bounced. Look at this perfect fade minute by minute. Look at this, all red and then it turns green. I'll link another video. One of my millionaire students, Huddy, caught a perfect morning panic on SHMP a few years ago. And we made a video lesson about it. And it's the same pattern. So when this classic gimme pattern pops up, it's been so long, but I'm ready for it whenever it happens. And you can see all red turns into green right here. People are like, how did you catch the bottom? I mean, unless you're colorblind, you see that it's all red and then it's all green. Like, this isn't rocket science, okay? Wait for as much red as possible and then look for green. And you can see here, right here, there's 2 specific minutes where it stops going down. The candles turn from red to green. Anybody who is not colorblind should have profited from this. But many of you don't know this pattern. You don't have the right broker. It's lack of preparation, okay? So that's why I'm making this video, to single it out. I can go over the other choppier stocks. I don't care. Sometimes plays can get easy. And this was at 10:13. I was excited selling it. I had already sold it. And then this was 10:20. So this was like 8 minutes after I sold. It's still green and it's still going. Again, look at this. If you're not colorblind, all red, all green. It does not get simpler than this. Except if you have the wrong broker, if you don't study the past, if you don't know what I'm talking about. But I was pretty excited. And then I like this, that Kyle, one of my longer students, DeMatty, he says, man, I haven't seen this iconic pattern in a while, but here's picture, perfect reason to study the past. What a layup, perfectly follow Tim's pattern. And that's the thing. I have so many DVDs, video lessons, webinars, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 years now. And they're just gathering dust because so few people want to study the past. It blows my mind. Come on, Tim, give me a hot pick. Give me a hot alert. No, Study the damn past. You want to be better prepared for the future? It's all in the past. I've documented it. My team and I have worked so hard for over 15 years now. And we've documented literally thousands of plays like this. So again, not all plays are this easy. This pattern doesn't show up every day. I mean, it's been quite a while since, I've traded an OTC play, but they do come back around. And that's the beauty of learning this stuff. Once you learn it, and the more you learn it, you're prepared every single time it comes back. It's like riding a bike. So, I'm frustrated by trading a lot of these short squeezes. You have to zig, and sometimes I zag when I should zig, and zig when I should zag. Like, it's choppy. I'm not going to lie. This is the anti-chop, okay? This is the kind of gimme. So if you're just starting, study up. If you missed it, study up. If you nailed it, remember this, and then rinse and repeat, and then try to look for this next time. Again, it's not like I sold it perfectly, but my goal was 5 to 10% bounce, and I made roughly 6%. So I'm happy with that. Nothing huge, but trading doesn't always have to be huge. And now going back to this guy, Stratty, this was a video I filmed last week at our Inner Circle Villa, and he made 8,500 on the day. And you'll see, like, I'm telling him to be happy, and he's trying to be happy, but his greedy mind won't let him. This is Omer. Both these guys are up a little over 800,000. They're both closing in on 1 million. Omer, look at him. He looks miserable. He made 3,500 that day. The next day he makes 10,000. He made like 40,000 on the week. Stratty made like 27 or 29,000 on the week. Neither of them are very happy. They're just like, yeah, it's good money. But they want perfection, okay? But they were not trading MTPLF type setups. And look at where we were. Just to give you perspective, we're trading from this beautiful villa in Mexico with the Inner Circle. And they're making monthly salary money, type money, or 2 months or 3 months salary for some people in a week. Okay? Look at him. Look at him. He's trying to be happy.
How does it feel? It's another day.
You hear that? Look at his face right here. He's like trying to remain humble. He's competitive. There's a lot of emotions going on here. He might just be a gym teacher, but he's trying to deal with these emotions. And it's like giving a little kid too much money and they don't know how to act. Right? It's like trust fund kids. Trust fund kids are all messed up because their families give them too much. They lose all perspective. They have no idea how to make it on their own. The difference is Stratty is making it on his own, but still he has these mental issues with money. And trust me, I'm pretty, well-rounded now in terms of like perspective. But early on when I was making too much money, I was like these guys too. Although I screwed up early, if you actually look at my trades, Jack actually asked me this in Mexico, and he was like, what do you regret the most? I'm closing in on 8 million, but why are these students doing better than me? Why are they making so much more? I never had the proper foundation of rules. I didn't even have risk management. I didn't know cut losses quickly for my first decade in trading. I wish that the challenge had existed. I wish that, I had had a mentor, but I didn't. And secondly, I never really sized up like I should have because I didn't have the structure. I didn't have the framework. I didn't have a proper foundation. And if you don't have a proper foundation, it's tough to just keep building. I literally was winning, on plays like this, like MMTPLF, like this kind of a chart. I mean, this used to happen, 15, 20, 30 times a week in some years. And I never sized up, which is crazy because now you see like some of my students making more in like a day or a week than I used to make in a month or sometimes even in a year. Jack had $1 million plus days. So I regret not having the structure that you guys have. I regret not sizing up when I had these gimmies. And now I'm sized down because, frankly, there aren't as many gimmies for me given my patterns right now. But I'm trying my best, and that's all you can do. You can't go back in time. But you guys watching this, you're lucky. You don't know how lucky you are, but you have a great community with rules, providing a foundation, with mentors, with real people. Like all of you in the Inner Circle, you're going to watch Stratty and Omer both become millionaires in the next few months. It's not a question of if, but when. And I'm trying to get them to just take singles and be like, it'll happen when it happens. But they're both thinking about it. And when they cross 1 million, because they have the proper foundation, because they both, learn from everybody in the challenge, they'll be at 2 million and 3 million and 4 million. That's the beautiful thing about having a foundation. It might not happen as quick as anybody wants. Sometimes it happens quicker. Shout out to Evan Shunk. I got to give him props. This was Evan Shunk hitting 2 million like a week ago. Okay. And on the year 2025, he's already up over 600,000. And Evan, in case you don't know, found me. His family didn't want him joining the challenge. They said that it was going to be a scam. His brother warned that it was a scam. His parents said that it was a scam. But he saw these patterns. This was July, 3 months, or 6 years, 3 months, and 10 days, and he hit $1 million. Okay? Now, not even a year later, he's hitting 2 million. So it took him nearly 6.5 months, 6.5 years to make his first million. And now what? 9 months, 10 months to make his second million. This is what happens when you have the proper foundation. And he had some big losses too. Him and his brother lost big. It's funny, his brother is actually what, at 4 million now or 3.8 million? Oh, I was in LA. Oh, we have a video, by the way, together. I got to post this video of him talking about his trades. It was really, really good. Where's a picture of him and his brother? Oh, here we go. Chris Shunk. So Chris, he passed, or he made 1.3 million in 2024. He said, congrats to my bro. I saw somewhere that he posted. He's at like, or maybe he just texted it to me. That might be it. Sorry, Chris. But he's closing in on 4 million. And so he went from thinking that my challenge is a scam to seeing his brother make money. And now he's like, nearly doubled his brother. So that's what this is all about. You wonder why I have so much energy and I'm so excited? Because I've been around, guys. I've seen what you can do with these patterns. Whether you think that it'll never happen, if you stick to the patterns, you keep learning, it'll happen. Whether you get too greedy and you want it to happen faster, that's what I'm trying to help people with, like to deal with your greed. If you think that it's never going to happen, you have to start studying. And if you don't study just the present, you study the past, you will do better. You will not misplace like MTPLF. I mean, this doesn't look like much, I guess, if I was an outsider, right? It's just like up, down, sideways, choppy. But for me, everything came together. And that's the level that I want you guys to get into. So I'm really happy, with my $1,000 profit. I've been in and out plus and minus like 300, 500. KDLY was a nice little spiker, but I also got too aggressive on TSSI. Like, I'm not crushing it right now, but it feels so good to just have a truly perfect play here and to have the proper perspective. I don't care at all that I sold too soon. I don't care at all that, I could have taken a bigger position. I'm trading with a small account, taking the meat of the move, and I'm teaching you guys patterns that will change your life over time. And I'm in an industry full of frauds. So when I bring up people like Chris Shunk and Evan Shunk and Stratty, I'm so proud of them. Literally still here in Mexico. Can I have this picture? Oh, wow, I picked the right tweet. Kyle Williams just got married over the weekend, and he's over 7 million. So everyone's at different levels in their journey. But again, these are my top challenge students. Now, inner circle students are getting an education on steroids. Any single one of you can do this. Small gains adding up, well-timed, well-executed singles, patterns that we've known for years and decades, and it freaking adds up. And you can trade conservative, you can trade aggressive, you can hold for a minute, you can hold for an hour, you can hold for a day. Everyone's a little different. So if you talk to my 40 plus millionaire students, everyone trades similar stocks with like the 7-step framework, but at the same time, they trade it in their own way. Some people are trading options, some people are going long, some people are going short. I encourage you to trade the way that I'm trading if you have a small account. And I think Stratty and Jack and everyone pretty much agrees with me because, again, you're trying to grow your small brokerage account through singles like this, and you're trying to grow your knowledge account through singles like this. And here's the reality of the situation. When you have a small account, maybe you don't even make $1,000 on this trade. Maybe instead of 2,500 shares, you buy the same kind of pattern with 200 shares. Maybe that's big for you, but that's fine. Okay, the whole trading industry rips on people with small accounts. I know your friends and family are probably like, oh, you're never going to be a millionaire making $20 or $50. Let me just show you something before I go, because I really need to fix so many people's perspective. Jack Kellogg, for example, amazing, over 18 million, got a little too greedy, a little sized in too much. with his options trades, and he paid the price, and now he's learning. But let me just show you the beginning of his journey. Let's see if I can go back. Because now he's like plus 20,000, negative 12,000, plus 37,000. Like, it's not applicable to most people. Okay, here we go. When he started back in 2018, look at him. Making 154, 165, losing 132, losing 94. And he's literally detailing every single one of his trades. OTC breakout, BTC no follow through momentum. $58, OT swizzle failed. OT breakout, scratch. OTC 5, part 1, bad exit. Okay? But look at his profits. They're plus or minus $50, $100, $200. So if you say, wow, it's never going to happen, show this video. Send this to your friends and family. Send this to somebody who says that it can never happen. Because Jack trusted me. He followed the process. And now, frankly, he's sized up more. But look at him. He's only winning 56% of the time. So why is he so wealthy, so successful? Because even though he's winning a little over 50% of the time, he's following my rule number 1, cutting losses quickly, and his gains outweigh his losses. Let's go back. This was, from 2018 to 2024 or 2025. So the last 7 years, this is what he's been doing. But let me just show you Tim Grittani. Because it's kind of cool that I turned a few thousand into a few million 30 or 25 years ago. Good. This is Tim Grittani. So he hasn't updated his Profitly in a while. He's a full-time family man. I think he's over 16 or 17 million. But going back to when he started in my challenge, 2011, plus 114, negative $8. Look at this. Auto import, trading implosion trades while learning, plus 27, negative 10, negative 55, negative 57, negative 99. So if this is where you are in your journey, that's fine. Look at him. He's winning 67% of the time. None of us are winning 100 or 90 or even 80 or 70% of the time, okay? It's keeping your gains bigger than your losses, staying disciplined, and taking gimmies when the market gives it to you. So you might look at my $1,000 trade. You might look at this blog post, with the morning panics, and you think this is small money. It adds up. You learn how to take the small money with a small position. Year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, you size up. You have more experience. Ideally, you have more money in your brokerage account. You have more confidence. And then trading with a big account is the exact same thing as trading with a small account, just with obviously more risk, more slippage, and bigger size. You can buy 1,000 shares of these stocks. You can buy 5,000. You can buy 50,000 sometimes, okay? And I don't encourage you to trade big in the beginning while you're learning, but that is how it starts. So if you look at my trades where I'm making, again, $1,000, not much. But this is a good starting point. I trade small. I trade for charity to show you the process. This is the process. Leave a comment underneath this video. Say, this is the process or this is the way. Because this is what I wish someone had taught me early on in my career, but nobody ever did. And I'll be damned if I don't give you this important information that can change your life if you follow it. And I'm just pumped that, one of my gimme patterns came back today. And I was there and I nailed it. There's a lot of other choppy stocks. You can watch my other recent video lessons, a lot of choppiness. I'm trying to, take singles and cut losses quickly. But when there's a gimme pattern, this is when you really need to focus. And if you have enough experience studying the past and executing these, that's when you size up. I'm glad I get this out because I want you to take advantage of this. I don't want to let a perfect play come and you guys just be like, I don't know what's going on. Now you know. Now you know.